Good morning, everybody. We are here at Salute 2019, and I had to stop off at Wild West Exodus early because there has been exciting news. Stu, it's always a pleasure to see you, mate. You're just back from Adepticon, and you gave the Americans the first look at this. So what was it you told them?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only fair. We usually do the UK for the exclusives, but this time at Adepticon we announced Lost World Exodus, which is the sister game to Wild West Exodus. Same kind of core rules, but a whole load of new factions and a brand new setting. So it's quite exciting. We also have our promo miniature for this year, which is the very first Lost World Exodus figure, which you can see in the cabinet behind you.
Yeah, where is she? She is, yes, right here. Come in and have a look at this. This gorgeous, gorgeous little lady on a bike. And oh my God, the paint job that Darren has done is absolutely gorgeous. Now, Stu,
Yes.
you guys have been really knocking it out of the park with these designs, and you've just been going hell for leather. I mean, like, you've got Dystopian War stuff happening, yeah?
Oh, yeah, so when we announced Lost World Exodus, yes, it's very exciting, but we were really, really clear, and I'll be clear again, Dystopian Wars is coming out first. So Dystopian Wars is already in its open beta. It's very nearly at the end of the open beta. We're in the last month or so of the open beta there. The feedback's been fantastic. We've got it here at the show today. We'll be showing off the beta in its current form. We've got a load of the artwork's now been done. Roberto's been hard at work on more concepts and stuff for the next wave. We've got the first wave sorted for Dystopian Wars. He's now working on the next wave of releases for Dystopian Wars. Yeah, it's a really exciting time. Once Dystopian Wars launches, then we're going to do Lost World Exodus.
Yeah. One of the things you guys always do at the show is you bring beautiful gaming tables, and I have to say the ones you've brought this year, here and here, are absolutely fabulous. So can you give us a quick guide to what you've laid out here?
Yeah, so here we've got a Union dock. We have a Union transport here with being either loaded or unloaded, but because this is Wild West Exodus sort of encounter, you've got the lawmen and the outlaws are clashing over there. So lawmen are providing security for the dock area, and the outlaws have come crashing in trying to steal something from the ship. So it's a fun scenario, but also thematically it nicely ties together with Dystopian Wars, and also the idea that maybe the ship is being loaded up for a voyage to a very distant continent for Lost World Exodus.
And your other table here, it's more of a tribal scene we're seeing, yeah?
Yeah, this is what we call the Hex Vein. So this is a defiled shrine, an ancient shrine that's been taken over by worshippers of the Hex. And this is a clash, though, between the Warrior Nation, who are trying to kind of cleanse the area, and then the Union are then coming in. Because from the Union's point of view, they see all of America as being their territory. So for them, it's a simple matter of just on a map painting it all blue and that being, there you go, that's ours.
Sounds right.
But the reality is that there are indigenous peoples, there are outlaws, there are all sorts of people that live in that space that the Union has decided is theirs. Yeah. And they're not entirely happy with the idea that they're now part of the Union.
Yeah. All right, now you have Roberto on stand, and you were telling me he has some concepts. Could I maybe get a sneaky peek at some of these?
Of course. Roberto, do you have a moment?
Yep.
It's our studio art director, Roberto Cirillo.
Hello.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy to see you.
Oh no, it's always a pleasure to see you. I'm just saying to Stu, you have some concepts. Can I get a sneaky peek at your portfolio? Oh, come on, can I have a look? Can I have a look?
Oh, in fact, there's a map of the Union on the front there as well, which is probably the first time that's been seen in public.
Ooh! So I'm guessing what's marked out in the slightly darker shade here is the current area we're playing in?
Those are the territories. Those are the areas that haven't formally become states. But for history buffs, there's lots of names from the 19th century that are present, but there's also some new territories, because in the dystopian age the Union has pushed south all the way down to the border with what would have been Brazil in our world. So there's an awful lot of territories that are now states of the Union, and again that makes a very interesting play options.
Still in the works, but
Yeah, but that's the fun thing, is you can actually take and have a different play on history, which is lovely.
We've been very busy having loads of fun creating all sorts of
oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, this is going to be part of the new Lost World Exodus edition, that guy. And then we have, I'm just going to run through that.
Yeah.
Just the new factions.
That's the first time he's been seen in public.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so this guy, first time ever being seen?
Steuben,
Oh, lovely.
Prussian Imperium.
Engineer for the Prussian Imperium, yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this guy.
It's a medic.
Who is this?
The medic of the lot.
He's Rolf von Kaiser.
Rolf von Kaiser. Okay, cool.
Let's say it's a medic. He's a very, very interesting, intriguing medic. You can see from the devices he's actually handling.
So the Teutonic Knights that you can see.
Hang on, Stu, hang on. Let me come around so we can hear you.
The Teutonic Knights you can see here. Now, these would have been seen in the Beasts of War announcement video previously. However, I believe, Roberto, there you go. So,
wow.
Anna Winter hasn't been seen before. So she's like a specialist weapon carrier. So she's carrying an electro cannon on her forearm, which is going to give quite a nasty shock.
Yeah, I'm loving the design of the British characters here with the pith helmets on. Very nice.
Yeah, we've been through a few iterations, and that was definitely the winner. Yeah, the winner.
Very cool.
The idea as well is that so you might look at it and go, well, they've got armour, metal on their shoulders, and they've got armour on their helmets, but then they've got fabric there. That doesn't make sense. But again, in the design, we've talked about it. We imagine that it's not Kevlar, but it's some
ballistic thing,
dystopian age ballistic jacket, and there'll be layers as well to it. So that does give some protection more than just like a fabric frock coat.
Oh, this guy. Who is this?
That's Commander Benedict Arnold. He's the the commander of the East India Trading Company in the Lost World.
That is fabulous.
Yeah, he's got shades of Baron Harkonnen about him. He's got a little Jabba the Hutt, a little the weird, creepy Prince Regent from Taboo, which came out a while ago. Yeah, there's lots of inspirations there, and there's also a classic dystopian Legions miniature as well that we wanted to pay homage to. But we want to show that it's not all stiff upper lip and very nice and clean cut. Yeah, that there is a slightly seedy, corrupted side to the British as well.
I do like the way you're blending the different sort of levels of the game and actually drawing those physical styles all together.
Yeah, I mean, and again here, so looking at this, if this isn't the sum total of the Japanese, but this is a specialist fighting formation within the Japanese. Of course, the Japanese are just as technologically advanced and also culturally and technically and industrially advanced as all the rest of the powers in the world. You know, they're not some kind of weird fantasy samurai force, but they are very proud traditions. So their elite fighting force, so these, which is the Bushi Ryu, absolutely do have a style that kind of harks back to a kind of a golden age of them.
Yeah.
But they do have flamethrowers built into their weaponry.
I'll have that.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If you're going to evoke the idea of a dragon, you might as well literally set people on fire.
Nothing wrong with that in combat.
But again, so the Celestian Empire is quite interesting. So you have the Japanese, we also have the Chinese, stylistically very different. So you have the Green Banner Pie, which are the core troops. And then also, again, this hasn't been seen before. This is one of the banner bearers. And again, the banner has this shield generator, the design of which you'd be familiar from Dystopian Wars.
Yeah, it looks familiar.
So we would have seen that previously on the Crown battleship, for example, that's out there. So again, the idea that ceremonially they have that standard, but actually functionally, in terms of battlefield role, it's a shield generator. So actually it protects the troops in battle. So there's lots of stuff, lots of exciting stuff for Lost World. We've got one more. Roberta, should we show them the thing?
Oh, am I allowed?
Yeah, they've been very good.
Oh, guys, thank you.
So Roberto's just started work on the second.
It's still in the works.
This is in the works, okay.
But it's promising, as you can see.
Okay, what we got?
This is second wave dystopian wars. So we have our first look at a British carrier for dystopian wars.
Yes,
so
that's beautiful.
That's the Victory Fleet carrier. This is a draft that Roberto is working on.
It's at the fairly early stages yet, but you can get a pretty good feel, I think, where he's heading.
Well, you've got some of those key features that make it feel like the faction. So bringing those in early and then just paring it down and refining it is what's really good.
Will get powered down. Some other features will be powered up. So it's a constant organic conversation, visual conversation that we have across the studio to see what really needs to be emphasized and what needs to be left in the background at a subconscious level, almost visually speaking. So yeah, it's a constant. Working, creation, and integration of all the elements that you have seen and you haven't seen yet. So,
guys, absolutely gorgeous. All right, Stu, I want to drag us back onto Wild West Exodus for a moment for any of the fans out there for it. Yeah, no. what is the latest and greatest that have came out for it? You know, pre-orders or anything up at the minute?
So Wild West Exodus is a really exciting time because not only is Lost World Exodus going to be feeding in a whole bunch of additional miniatures that can be used in Wild West Exodus, but we have a whole host of releases for Wild West Exodus in the pipe. We had, we're now in our second year, midway through our second year for Wild West Exodus, and for us it was about. The first year kind of set the scene. We got all the things you would expect.
Yeah, the major players.
Yeah, we're now working on the things that you wouldn't expect. So while we had things like the Golden Army and the Mexican Revolutionaries, and now you've seen that map, you can see why there are Mexican revolutionaries running around. But also we've got the two most recent releases that just went up on pre-order are an example of what's to come. In fact, we've got them in the cabinet over here.
All right, let's go have a look. So, who do we have and where are they?
So we have Tainted Biology. Tainted Biology is a character that has been in Wild West Exodus for a while, a guy called Dr. Vitale. But also he's now got a whole band of weird and wonderful kind of circus freaks and experimentations that he's bringing with him. This is playing on the idea, so not only does he work for the Hex, but he also works for the Outlaws. So he's on the fringes of both factions. And that's something we're trying to bring forward in this coming year, are posses and releases that kind of straddle between the factions. Because in life, nothing's very clearly in one box or another, so that there are just as many things that are kind of a little bit of both than there are of one or the other. So Tainted Biology is one of those, Hex and Outlaws.
Yeah. I mean, like myself and Jerry recently looked at the Golden Army, who actually work for 3 factions, if I remember.
They do, yeah. Again, because they're getting, Ponce de Leon is getting his messages from the Great Beyond. Yeah, he does find himself with unlikely allies at times.
All right, and who are the other ones down here?
Okay, so down here we have the Bloody Espinosas. Bloody Espinosas are essentially a mariachi band that's turned bloodthirsty mercenary, or it could be bloodthirsty mercenary that's decided to become a mariachi band. Depending on who you talk to, depends on actually which one it is.
I'm sold either way.
Yeah, but you also have one of them has been mortally wounded, and because in Wild West Exodus and in the dystopian age, there's always a danger that people that've got these kind of like dark or corrupted selves, souls, hearts, whichever biologies, whichever way you want to look at it, there's a chance that when they die, that actually that darkness takes over and they transform into hex beasts. So we actually have one of them, a guy called Vivian Espinosa at the back, and he has transformed into a slathering hex beast. Fortunately though, his wife, Sophia Antonella, is part of the posse, and because of we're old romantics at Warcradle, so because of the love of his woman, and or she'd kick his butt, one of the two, he's managing to keep some semblance of self-control, a shred of self-control, which stops him from running off into the wilderness and ripping open deer and things like that. So he's still part of the gang, but he's a little bit different.
I see. Well, Stu, it's always fabulous to hear what you guys are doing. You guys have more and more plates spinning every time I talk to you. More and more cool stuff coming out for folks. Now, the old question, would you like to give away a prize in this video for everybody out on the live blog?
Well, it would be awful if I've just been going on about how exciting and excellent these two releases are if we didn't give them away for people. So we'll give a Tainted Biology and a Bloody Espinosa away as a prize.
All right, well, everybody, you've heard it here. Get your comments in below if you want to have the chance of winning one of those two things. We will move on and we will see you again very soon.